What's up, gamers? I'm your host, Cobra, and today we've got a launch review on Nova Rally. So, this past weekend, Nova Rally finally launched on the Wax blockchain. We've been waiting for this game to come for quite a while here on the Freeroll, so I was excited to be able to jump in and start racing some of my drivers and cars. So here we've got some gameplay that I recorded for you. I'm not going to narrate through it because, quite frankly, it is very simple. This game is in its earliest stages, and while it is fun, it's very basic. That's true of most blockchain games so far, and this one is not terribly different, but there is some strategy involved. It's a little bit more than just click, click, click. They've got a neat system for staking, which is much better. And the play to earn avenues are a couple of different options. Which one is going to be more profitable and make the most sense is going to materialize as the game economy develops. But today, the primary avenues are racing to win character shards. That will also allow you to win enough races to potentially promote your character to the intermediate league, and so on, thus increasing the value of your characters and cars, but also earning additional NFTs by creating additional characters through the character shards. So we have won about 8 or 9 races so far, and we've rolled a majority uncommon character shards so far. The rest have all been common. We did pull a mystery car shard in one of those as well, which I believe can be used towards a new car. Not entirely sure there yet. We don't have nearly enough of anything to do any actual crafting. The other avenue for play to earn is a very passive one, and that is simply hold your Nova Rally NFTs and snake them for snake oil, which you can then sell on the exchange. Now, because the game is so new and most of the early adopters were able to earn some snake oil while we waited for the game to launch, I don't think that the demand is quite there yet, but certainly as the game grows, this could turn into a more lucrative path as well. Because it's a little bit more boring, we're not going to go that route just yet, but at the free roll, we are flexible and will pivot if the dollars tell us to. Now, if you're paying close attention to the gameplay footage, you'll see that not everything is perfect. I'd say at this point, something like a third of the time that I click on a button, I'll get an error of some sort. Now, this is due to a couple of factors. Personally, my Wax wallet doesn't have a ton of Wax staked in its CPU usage. It is typically enough for other games that I have played, but it's falling a little bit short here on Nova Rally. They have admitted that they are improving on that end, and they don't want players, especially new players, to have to think about that factor at all and do any CPU staking. So for that reason, I am choosing to just deal with it for now and not stake more. I also don't have a ton extra at the moment, so that's a convenient excuse as well. But other than that, things work pretty well. I will say if I get 2 or 3 in a row where it doesn't work, I'll go do something else and come back to this. That's okay because Nova Rally doesn't take a long time to play at the moment, but we are having fun. Now, surprisingly enough, Nova Rally actually put out a Medium blog article that I've linked below. Check it out. There's a bunch of really interesting updates that they talk about for the future, but there's a couple in particular that I want to highlight and talk about here. The first one is a very play-to-earn friendly way to acquire land within the game. Now, land isn't something that they've sold yet or is available today, but when it does, they're talking about essentially a mortgage feature where you can get onto a payment plan to acquire land. Now, this is a really interesting and creative way to both make the land more affordable and accessible to additional players, but also potentially, in theory, give us a free-to-play way to earn land in-game, which would be very cool. That might be a little bit aggressive. We'll have to see when we find out the specifics, but either way, it's a really interesting approach. The other really interesting update that they note in here is they want to make the game more accessible, and because acquiring wax isn't quite the simplest today, they're going to start selling starter packs in multiple cryptocurrencies. Now, this sounds like a really smart way to get more players over to the Nova Rally ecosystem, so I'm excited to see it happen. It also sounds like it's going to make packs more available, so probably holding packs long term is going to be a little bit less desirable than it is in some other games, but that's okay because it encourages more pack ripping, which is something that I rather enjoy, so we like this change quite a bit. So no spreadsheet with profit projections for Nova Rally just yet, because quite frankly, it's only been a handful of days and the numbers are only going to be a handful of dollars so far. Now at the end of the month, I will add them to my regular total, just so that we can compare. I do expect the numbers will be relatively low and will probably be zero in terms of actual sales, because right now, we're going to focus on growing into the game and improving our roster and staking position more than we are taking anything out. But as the game grows and gets more popular, that's an option that we'll start to consider. So, did anybody else grab a car and some drivers and check out Nova Rally this weekend? Let us know down in the comments section. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter. We're tweeting about lots of play-to-earn games and certainly about any new videos that are coming out on the channel. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well. It helps us out and makes sure that you get all of the updates from the Freeroll.